Hey movers and shakers, welcome to another installment of the 7-Figure Moving Academy YouTube channel. Man, you are in for a great treat today. This is just a quick tutorial on what you need to start a moving business. So if you're in the market to start a moving business, this is just going to be a quick tutorial to teach you on just some of the basics of what you're going to need to start a moving business. Stay tuned. Stop. Look, I know you're interested in starting a moving business, and if that's the case, then I've got a deal for you. For a small investment every single month, you can join the 7-Figure Moving Academy, and you can learn how to start, run, and build a 7-figure moving business just for yourself, and so you can have that financial freedom that you're longing for. You can stop working for the man and be the man. Oh man, this is a great. You could be like my friend John, who used the information in the 7-figure moving business and actually made $20,000 off of his first long distance move because of the information he learned in the 7-Figure Moving Academy. Or you could be like my friend Tyler, who started from zero, nothing, had nothing at all, and is now a licensed and insured moving company owner with 2 trucks that is actually just blowing up. And this is just a tip of the iceberg of what you can have when you join the 7-Figure Moving Academy. Now, all you need to do to join the 7-Figure Moving Academy is somewhere around here, there is going to be a button. Click that button, and you're going to be given some bonuses. You're going to be given access to this exclusive membership, as well as a Facebook group where you can have access to me and other 7-figure moving company mentors to teach you how to take your business to that next level. So if this is something you're looking in, guys, I would suggest you join the 7-Figure Moving Academy membership. It's just a small investment, but a big return. All right, guys, see you on the other side. Hey guys, thank you so much. Thank you coming to this. Man, I'm glad you're here, really and truly. Thank you. Now, if you like this video, please do me a favor. Go and just listen to what this woman has to say.
Don't forget to smash like and subscribe. Thank you.
All right, guys, thank you so much. Appreciate you guys being here. Today, we're going to be talking about what you need to start a moving business. Now, these videos could be a couple hours long. I could do an entire course on what you need to start a moving business, but that's not the purpose of this particular video. This particular video is just to give you an overview of what you're going to need to start your moving business, right? So there is another video that I just did about a week ago, and you can go and check that out right up here. It teaches you how to start a moving business with no money. It's basically teaching you and telling you what you need to start a moving business for labor only. So we're going to go with the assumption, if you're going to start a moving business in this video, that you're going to start a full service moving business, which means you're going to provide the labor and the trucks and equipment. Right? So that is what we're discussing here today, just to get to, just to make sure that we're all on the same foot. So the object of this video is to get you to understand the basics of what you need to start up a full service moving business. So with all that said, let's get into it. So the first thing you're going to need is a base of operations. Now, a lot of people who are just starting out a moving business, a full service moving business, they might start from their home, and that's absolutely okay. It's really up to you whether you feel comfortable making sure that you're going to have all sorts of people that you've hired coming into your home as your base of operations. But whatever you get, whether you choose your home or whether you choose an office or some sort of other location, you're going to need an address that you can actually, obviously have. And included with that base of operations that gives you an address, you're going to need a phone number for which somebody to call you at. So whether that's your personal cell phone or another number, a Google number, or maybe you pay for like a Cloudflare where you can do tracking numbers, whatever you use, you're going to need some sort of phone number to use. So you're going to need a base of operations with a phone number. And a base of operations in this instance is either a home, an office, storage unit facility, wherever you can actually get some sort of location where you can bring in your your people, right? And actually operate your moving business out of, as well as have a place to park your trucks. Now, the problem with running out of your home is that if you might run into a problem that I ran into where the neighbors start complaining when you're running 2, 3, 4, 5 trucks out of your home, you're parked along the street, people are getting upset. You don't want that, right? A lot of people get upset, especially if you're in a rural, a very rural neighborhood, urban neighborhood, or, where the streets are narrow, you're in a nice suburb, people don't want busy traffic of a business. So you want to keep that in mind, okay? So maybe operating out of your home is not the best idea. Not only that, you might not want certain people to come into your home. You don't want certain people to be coming to you, because later on, you're going to see why that phone number and address comes in handy. Right. So, not only that, if you fire a guy, you don't want somebody that could be potentially upset coming to your home and doing something bad. Right. So get a base of operations. Now, if you do want to open from your home, absolutely go for it. Just make sure that you're following the guidelines of your city and state, because there are some rules and stipulations about running from a business from your home. So make sure that you're following all the rules and laws of your city and your state. All right. The second thing you're going to need to get is some sort of web presence, right? And when you're talking about web presence, the number one thing that you're going to want to have is a website. Now, there's many places where you could get a website for free. You can go to Wix, Squarespace, Google. If you get Google Suite, they offer Google website services where it's sort of like a Wix or a Squarespace. And then there's WordPress. WordPress actually is one of the biggest places that you can go and set up a WordPress site for free, but you are going to need a URL. My suggestion is use GoDaddy. GoDaddy is very, very good. And I'll tell you why here in a second, why I like GoDaddy. And you just go to GoDaddy.com and set that up. Now, if you don't want to get a website, you don't need to have a website actually in today's date, but you definitely will need a URL. What I would do is go to GoDaddy, get your URL, which is basically your address online, right? And it's like if your company's called Action Man Moving, you're going to go get actionmanmoving.com, and then you can go and then redirect that URL, that address, that website address, to your Facebook business page. Business page, not personal page, business page. And then you can use your Facebook business page as your website. And I love Facebook for this, because there's a lot of applications in Facebook that you can use, as well as a lot of third-party applications that you can use with Facebook to really make the Facebook page, business page, very robust, and will do everything and anything that you need it and want it to do. And you could hook it up with Zapier and use Zapier apps with their open APIs to do CRMs and all sorts of, messengers and email automations and just so much stuff that you could do with your Facebook business page with their API, with Zapier and everything, to really just really rock this thing out, make it the Mac Daddy, so you don't even need to do a website if you don't want to. And there's a lot of YouTube channels out there that will teach you how to do this. I suggest you go and check those out, right? Also, once you got your Facebook business page, whether you use it for your website or not, your stuff is going to need a Facebook business page, but you're going to need a Google My Business page, and you're going to want to make sure that that's SEO. Now, I recently just did a podcast at the Moving Company Mentors, and there's going to be a link down in the description below for that, where I talk with Travis Weathers from rotatedigital.com about SEO and using Google My Business, etc. You're going to want to go check that out. Again, the description is down below. Definitely go check out that podcast on that and check out what we talk about that. But you can really specify, whatever. You can Mac Daddy the sucker out, right? Oh, my goodness sakes. Right? But definitely go get a Google My Business page. And then here's an unpopular one, but you're going to want a Yelp profile page as well. Now, I hate Yelp. A lot of people hate Yelp. But here's the thing. A lot of people, customers, your shippers, trust Yelp, right? We as business owners know that they're the scum of the earth. That's just my humble opinion. Don't sue me, Yelp, but that's my humble opinion, and that's the opinion of, I would say probably about 1 million business people across this country think that they're just scum of the earth. That's a whole nother subject. We're not going to get into it, but your customers do trust them. So you're definitely going to want to get that traffic off of Yelp, just so you make sure you go and claim it and put your NAP, which is your name, address, phone number, and email, and then web address on it as well, right? It's called NAP because back in the day when, the internet was just going, it was just name, address, and phone. Now you got to put name, address, and phone, as well as your email and your website. So you're definitely going to put your NAP on these pages like Google My Business, Facebook page, etc. That's why you needed a base of operations, right? So you're going to want to get yourself an online presence. You're also going to want to get Twitter accounts, Instagram accounts, Pinterest accounts, LinkedIn account, whatever, just really get yourself out there. And you might want to get yourself set up with like Owly or something like that. One of these automated services where you can do your social media, and actually have them do your social media on a scheduled basis so that you're not, while you're out moving, you can still have your social media going out. I would really suggest you're posting to all your major social media outlets at least 3 or 4 times a day on a minimum, right? And we could go over the whole strategy of that. Not going to get into that. You could go to the University of Google and figure out how to do that on your own. Okay, the next thing, number 3, is getting yourself licensed. And when I say getting yourself licensed, I'm talking about a DOT number. I'm talking about your state licensing number. But more than that, you're going to want to get yourself a business entity. Like you're going to want to make sure that you're getting an LLC, you're going to get an S Corp, C Corp, or if you're doing this as a nonprofit organization, make sure that you're setting yourself legally as a nonprofit organization. Also, you might want to check into your local municipality, your city or state, to make sure that if there's any kind of business license or registration that you might have, that you get that as well for your business. Because sometimes that is required in certain cities and municipalities that you are registered. And you might want to get, if you're going to resell boxes and stuff, some states might require you to take taxes on boxes and tape and stuff like that. So you're going to want to make sure that you're getting yourself set up with a tax code number so that you can collect taxes and pay the taxes on that, a sales tax, etc. Right? So you got to get yourself licensed up. And now you're asking, but what about insurance? Hang on. We're going to get to it. Slow your roll. We'll get to it. Hang on. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do is get yourself your equipment. And the number one piece of equipment that you're going to want to get is a truck. And this means getting the truck whether you're going to rent, buy, or lease it. And there's really no right answer. It really comes down to what you can afford. If you got great credit and you got a little bit of money, maybe a lease is where you want to go. If you got great credit and you got some money, buying a truck might be a good option. Personally, I would rather buy versus lease, but there are some pros and cons versus buying a truck versus leasing a truck. So maybe that's the route you want to go with. Like for instance, if you're going to lease a truck, the lease will cover maintenance and you don't have to worry about maintenance because that's already within your agreement. If you buy a truck, then you're on the hook for the maintenance itself. So that's something you want to keep an eye on. Now, if you go to rent trucks, you're going to run into a little bit of a trouble if you don't own some sort of vehicle, legitimate vehicle, to get insurance with. Getting insurance. Insurance is hard to get whether you've got trucks or not, and if you got good credit or not. You don't want to add exponentially to that problem by not having a truck, right? But there's options of ways to get it. You can get a pickup truck with a trailer is legitimate. A cargo van is legitimate. If you have those vehicles, those are legitimate vehicles that you can use to go and get insurance. Make sure that the insurance, however, does cover rental equipment like Penske trucks, U-Hauls, etc. So that when you go to those vehicle things, you can. So here's my license for that. And you're going to want to make sure you got a certificate of insurance that has enough money for the coverage. Typically, the insurance needs to be about $1 million, especially with Penske. I'm not so sure about a budget anymore, or even U-Haul. But you could definitely do that. Now, U-Haul does have a leasing program called Patriot Leasing, which you can use basically U-Haul trucks through you. So you can actually do that as well. Penske does leases as well. So you might want to check into it. So there's a lot of different things. It really comes down to what can you afford? What is your budget? Some people have a very, very strict and tight budget. Some people have a very modest and a generous budget. And whatever your budget is, that's what you want to use and get. All right. The next thing, obviously, in equipment is you're going to want tools. You like screwdrivers, Allen wrenches, all sorts of wrenches, flashlights, things like that. You're going to want pads. You're going to want dollies, 4-wheel dollies, 2-wheel dollies. You're going to want straps and bands. You're going to need plastic. You're going to need boxes. Again, this comes down to what your budget is. But to get yourself, outfit your truck, at least one truck, you're going to spend, modestly, conservatively, about $2, $3, maybe even $4 getting the basic tools. Again, it comes down to your budget. You can go and buy 75 to 100 pads and get the cheapest pads possible. And that's fine. That's get you to start. Maybe you can go get some Menard dollies that will work for you right away. That's absolutely okay if that's what your budget is right now. Just make sure that you're putting money away so that you can go and get your better equipment. All right. So the next thing that thing is get the proper equipment. Now, I do have some videos on where I talk about I give you kind of an idea of something, and you can go and check that video right here. Now, the next thing you want, obviously, is your insurance. You've got your base of operations. So you've got an address and phone number. You've got your social media presence. You've got your equipment. Now, you're licensed. Now, obviously, the thing now is to get the insurances. Now, I've got a great article on the 7figuremovingacademy.co website. You can see that right here. Go and check that article out. It tells you all the insurances you're going to need, all the forms that you're going to have to send into the federal government, make sure that you're legitimate, etc. It's a great little article. I'm not going to go over that here, but you're going to need to get yourself your insurance. All right. So go get yourself insured. Right? It's imperative. If you're going to do a moving business and do it right, get yourself insured. It's going to save you a headache in the future. Trust me, I speak from experience. And then, of course, the next thing you're going to need is workers. You're going to need people to work for you, right? You've got to be excited. You've got to be selling people working for you as much as you're selling people to get your services. Right? Those have to be very, very enthusiastic and very active campaigns within your business, right? Your workers are going to be your representatives. So you're going to want to obviously hire the best and the brightest people, right? And we can go, there's a bunch of videos online in the University of Google that you can go, and the University of YouTube. Go and take a gander at those. I'm not going to go over that here. I do have a great podcast with Lauren McInnes that you could go and listen to on the Moving Company Mentors podcast. Again, that link will be down in the description. But I'm interested. What kind of guys do you hire? How many guys do you need to start off? Leave me a comment below. All right. So go and find out what you're going to need. You're going to need to get workers, whether you're going to be on the trucks or not on the trucks. You're going to need to start hiring. Now, some of the good places to find people, obviously, is your own recruitment. When you're out in the shopping center, you're at a restaurant, and you see some hardworking people, you might want to go up to say, man, how are they treating you here? How, are you making the money that you want, etc. Well, I've got a great opportunity. Come and check me out. Here's my business card. This is what I'm looking for. If this is something that might suit you, give me a call. Maybe we can work out something where you're making a little bit more money and something that would be a little bit more suited to you. And you got to be enthusiastic. You got to be, not overly so like me on these videos, but you're going to have to be very enthusiastic. You're going to have to be very passionate about your business. You're going to have a belief in your business so that they will be enthused for you. And it's just what you're going to have to do. So you're going to have to start hiring, right? Obviously, the first people that you're going to hire are some workers, whether they, experienced workers or not, and that you can work with. Now, if you're going to be on the truck, that's fine, but make sure you're still going to hire somebody that can actually take your place quickly, because you want to come off that truck very, very soon. Being on the truck, you're going to lose out on a lot of business. You're going to lose on a lot. Now, maybe that's your goal, and that's you just want to stay small. You just want to make a good amount of money, for you and your family. Absolutely fine. If that's your goal, that's your dream. By all means, rock it out. But most people, when you're starting a business so that you can live the lifestyle of being a business owner, where you could go to a baseball game or football game or go sailing for a year, and somebody runs your business, right? That's was my goal when I was doing it. So I'm assuming that's your goal as well. So, start now by getting the right people. So the next thing you're going to need to do with your business is get workers. Okay, the last thing that you're going to need minimally to get your business started, what you need, the final thing for what you need to start a moving business, CRM, a good sort of CRM. There's a lot of CRMs out there that you can go and use. Mogistics is a very good system. However, it's all very buggy. Customer service, not the greatest. But it's got everything you need and then some. I definitely think it's way up there at the top of the list, but there are some major cons that you might want to consider before you get into Mogistics. But I do know a lot of people that are using Mogistics and they're doing it very good. I know the guys there personally. I've worked for Mogistics. I've recommended Mogistics, and I still do. However, I have to be honest. I have to tell you the good with the bad, right? The next one I would really recommend is Smart Moving. I would actually take Smart Moving over Mogistics, only because the interface is cleaner, it's smoother, it's easier to get set up, it's easy to operate. The problem with Smart Moving is twofold. One, they don't have everything you're going to need to start a moving company. And if you're starting small, that's okay, because they don't have storage, and they got a lot of third-party applications that you might need to do some learning with, and that's okay. But they don't have everything you're going to need. They're always adjusting. They're always upcoming. Their customer service is by far the best, and definitely would recommend Smart Moving. And they're very affordable for what you're getting. But the problem is they don't have everything. But again, if you're just starting out, you don't need everything that you could get like Mogistics. The other thing is, if you're a fan of Louis Massaro, don't count on you getting the stuff for Louis Massaro. Even though Louis Massaro is part owner of the company, he's invested in the company, you can't get his stuff with his service. Doesn't make sense. I went over it. You can see those videos here where I talked with Toby Thompson, the CEO. He and I had a discussion about that, and he was upset by some of the wording, and I used some inflammatory words, but he and I went over it, and I told him what my disagreement was. And you could go and check that out, right? So there's that. Now, on the lower end base, there's some other options that are very, very affordable. There's Mover Base. I've never used. I have checked it out. I've never used it, so I can't really give you an unbiased opinion on it. But based on what I saw, I'm not really impressed by it. However, it is very affordable. I think it's like $20 a month. And then if you add another user, it's, another 10 or 20 bucks or something like that. So it's a very affordable service. It does give you a very basic service. And then, there's obviously between, Smart Moving and Mover Base, there's that gap in between. And then finally, the best one, if you're just starting out and especially if your budget's tight, there's Mogistics Lite, which takes Mogistics CRM and just breaks it down to their basic sales CRM. There are some things that it doesn't have, but you're getting it for free, right? It's literally a free CRM for moving companies. You can't go wrong. It is not as robust as everything else, but it will get you started. It will get you on the right path, and I definitely recommend it. It's easy to use. It's easy to set up. It's a no-brainer, really. So go and check that out. I do a video on that. You can check out Mogistics Life's video right up there. So guys, that is the basic equipment. Now, if you guys want to speak with me, and I do want to speak with you, I do offer a coaching service. Yes, it is a paid service, but it's a very affordable. It's only $49 an hour. You can book as many hours as you want, or just 1 hour. It's okay. But I do offer the service where I will consult you and go over various aspects. If you want my help to set up a plan for you, and get you some basic advice of what you need to do, I will definitely do that, and I will help you out with your business. That is my goal. I want to make people into successful moving business. This is called the 7-Figure Moving Academy for a reason. I want to make you a 7-figure moving company. So use me, right? So there's that. Also, guys, I have a great membership. You already saw the commercial at the beginning of this video. Definitely you should go and consider it. Now, here's the thing I would really recommend. I do have an annual membership. It's about 20% off so you can get it bi-monthly, or you can go get the annual membership and get 20% off and still have all of those great benefits and such. Not only that, if you get the annual membership, I offer you a 1-hour free consulting with me, and I'll gladly go over that. So you might want to go check. The link is down in the description below. But guys, thank you so much. This is what I recommend what you need to start a moving business, a moving company. And I really recommend that you watch this and watch as many times as you can. Please do me a favor. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, comment below, subscribe to the thing. Make sure you hit the bell icon. And as always, guys, I like you. I love you. Go and do something great today.